Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog, nice. Coming at you with the Marvel Legends retro-carded Spider-Man the Animated Series cartoon-inspired Hammerhead figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
6 figures in this wave. You don't need any of these figures to complete a Build-A-Figure. These are all single-carded, retro-carded. Pick and choose as you see fit. All right, here we go. Joseph, a.k.a. Mr. H, a.k.a. Hammerhead, my third figure review from this series, a classic Spider-Man villain created by Jerry Conway and John Romita Sr., who first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 113 in October of 1972. A guy who's a little nutty, been hit on the head way too many times. In fact, he was abused as a kid by his dad and hit in the head several times with a hammer, but it was an injury he sustained and I think a gang fight that kind of permanently damaged his skull, and then he had some type of invasive procedure that replaced his skull with a steel skull. I guess it was later updated that the skull was adamantium, and that's how he got the kind of misshapen head and the alias of Hammerhead. His bio on the back of the package reads, Hammerhead's skull is reinforced with adamantium, making his head flat on top. All the same, this hard-headed criminal's frequent run-ins with Spider-Man have caused him no shortage of headaches. Our very first Hammerhead in the life of the Marvel Legends line. We did get that one head packed in with the old Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave Chameleon figure. It was fitting at the time. It was cool. It was a nice addition to that pack, but looking at it now, it's actually a pretty bad head sculpt. I'll break that out shortly for some comparisons. This head sculpt really shows you where Hasbro is trying to go in this new age. This figure is actually very, very nice out of the package. Clean, sort of classic look for the character. This is the villain I was probably looking forward to the most in this series. Straight out of the package, he comes with 2 fists attached, and you can see that on his left hand, he has some brass knuckles, which is a brand new sculpt that Hasbro has given us here. They've been venturing out and giving us new hand sculpts with rings and different things like that. We saw a ring on the Obadiah Stane figure. We saw a ring on the MCU J. Jonah Jameson hand, but this is really cool. Obviously, you could use this fisted brass knuckled hand for other sort of white male characters as well. But aside from that, he also has 2 hands that are sort of open. The right hand is more suited for holding another one of his accessories, but both of these hands are somewhat relaxed. Hasbro kind of building on an already tried and tested formula with the suited body here. I think that they're using the base for the larger buck that they used on Obadiah Stane with some new parts for sure. These legs actually may be totally new. Really tight knee joints, but I love how the pant legs kind of sit on his shoes. This is a very nicely sculpted figure. I think they did a really good job. No real paint imperfections on my version. Aside from the 2 sets of hands, he's also packed in with a baseball bat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this may be the first time that we got a baseball bat in the life of the Marvel Legends line. No insignia or anything on the bat. I think that's all fine and dandy. A mob style guy coming with the bat. I love that. Would have been nice if he came with a little pistol and maybe just one additional interchangeable right hand with the trigger finger extended, but as is, I think this is actually a solid offering. So not only can the open right hand hold the bat, but both hands can be used to support and hold other items. Shout out to my man Shadow Moses 112 for hooking me up with this little miniature Spidey comic book. I actually do have this comic book in pristine condition in my collection. But yeah, like I mentioned, a longtime Spider-Man villain. We've seen him rise and fall in the underworld. He's had interactions with all types of B and C list villains, including some of more top tier villains like the Kingpin. He's gonna go good with your sort of street level goons and Spider-Man rogues. It's a gangster's paradise. We got Hammerhead, we got Jigsaw on the way. What other sort of B or C list street level villains would you like to see in figure form? Suited guys, easy guys to make in a suit. I know we got to see Mr. Negative at some point, right? They probably also could have repurposed that little kind of switchblade or butterfly knife that was packed in with Callisto and that sort of Wolverine 5-pack. You know, just a few additional things here just to bolster the set, being as though there is no Build-A-Figure part with these figures. But the bat I really do like. I mean, obviously you can have him in any number of poses, scenarios, and situations with the bat. And of course you can mix and match the hands. You can do one fist, one relaxed hand, left and right, right and left. I love the playability. All of that adds to the fun factor of the figure. No surprises in terms of articulation. It's the new sort of barbell double ball peg joint for the head and neck. So I do feel like the head and neck is a little limited. He can look down and up though, left to right pivot, shoulders on ball joints, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, swivel and hinge on the wrists. There is upper torso articulation that's going to be hindered by the vest and suit jacket, T-joint at the pelvis, upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Again, those knee joints and elbow joints are very tight. Swivel hinge and ankle pivot on the feet. There's a look at the old hammerhead head on the body of the Obadiah Stane figure from the Obadiah Stane and Ironmonger 2-pack. So you can see how those heads differ. They went with kind of a less sort of exaggerated, crazy looking sculpt for this newer version. It's a little more tame, but a much better design, much better detail and paint applications on this newer version. As you can see, the original version is now sort of like just a Bizarro World version of Hammerhead. And you know what? The arms and the legs might be new here, as well as the shoes. So I don't know. This may be a totally new sculpt, to be honest. And here he is next to some of his wave mates, two figures that I've already reviewed in the Symbiote Spider-Man and Shocker. These look great. There he is next to some other goons. We have the old Space Venom Build-A-Figure Wave Hobgoblin, which I still do think is better than the Hobgoblin as part of this newer series, which I don't have yet. We'll see what happens when I have him in hand. I think Bullseye here was from the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure Wave, if I'm not mistaken, and the single-carded, retro-carded Kingpin on the right. Is a kind of random grouping, but we've got a little mouse on the far left. We have Black Cat's Black Cat. We have Silvermane, and on the right, we have the Lizard Build-A-Figure. Hopefully, we will be getting an updated comic-based Lizard soon. Once again, shout out to my man Shadow Moses 112. This little Coke machine is one of his 3D printed designs, and he had recently actually sent me some little bottles and Coke cans and stuff like that. So again, just showing you the possibilities with holding other items. Here he is having a Coke and talking with Bullseye. There he is next to Peter Parker and the retro-carded superposable Spider-Man. You can see how those stack up. But yeah, just a quickie look at this figure. This is one I would highly recommend. Again, this is one I was really looking forward to. I'm not disappointed. This guy came out really nice. This is worth probably maybe 2 purchases in case you want to kind of kit bash one or something like that. You have a lot of different options. Again, pairing him with a lot of other suited bodies that we already have from Marvel Legends and just other street level goons. This guy is dope, man. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding. I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week. I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year.